Ashley, it's been a while since we talked about this, but we're going to New Orleans.
We
And
are.
it's like, so you could count it in less than 200 days. I can't remember
Y'all,
specifically.
I'm so excited. We haven't really talked about it since we had this kind of influx of new listeners either, which is kind of, it occurred to me that we're like, we haven't even discussed this. So this might be of interest to some of you guys that have joined us recently.
Last year at Halloween, Ashley and I were going to New Orleans for Anne Rice's Celebration of Life. We were finally going to have like our public funeral, basically, which was a lovely evening of theater
nice. It was
and
lovely.
memories. We boohooed. It was lovely. Christopher put Mama to bed one last time. All of that, though, led to a gathering of us. I thought, hey, if y'all are going to New Orleans, too, for this thing, why don't we get together? And so it ended up being like 50 people came from around the world to say hi to us at some point that weekend.
It was so much fun.
We should, like, throw a thing. So we're throwing a thing. Halloween this year, Halloween next year. Go to articulatecoven.com/events. You can find more info. You can buy your tickets. But the Halloween weekend, we're going to have a live event, live recording. Rose Sinister is going to be there with her new podcast as well.
So excited.
And then we're going to have some meetups for VIPs throughout the weekend. But also, it's Halloween weekend in New Orleans. I think
in New
you
Orleans.
can find some fun things to do. So,
can guarantee you, having been there last year during Halloween, that there is fun to be had.
I'm fairly certain last year was the first time that I had actually ever done Halloween in New Orleans. I lived in New Orleans during Halloween a few years, but I had literally babies, and we did Halloween in my little neighborhood in River Ridge, and it was not the same thing.
No. Y'all, I had only done it once before. I had gone down with Bridget, our friend Bridget, one year, and it was a blast then, and we had such a good time. If you think it's fun to hang out online and chat with each other, which we do and enjoy, you have no idea the joy that you will have when you get to sit with your fucking Coven friends and just enjoy talking about the shit that you want to talk about, that you annoy all of your friends with, that you overwhelm other people with. We get to just love talking about all of this shit together, have drinks, have mocktails, have good food. And last year was so incredible. Like, I can't express to you what a charge up for my soul it was. And I'm so excited, like, knowing I'm going to get to hug people again. It's so great.
And it's going to be really soon. There's still tickets available. Go sign up. We're going to have some merch on sale in person, too. So if you've wanted like an Articulate Coven t-shirt, shipping is always insane for all these services. You could just buy one in person. Come spend Halloween with us in New Orleans.
Yeah, it's going to be a party.
And if you're like,
not to be acidically hungover when we do our live event.
Joel, have you noticed what the United States is doing currently? I'm not coming to have you noticed what Louisiana is doing currently? I'm not coming there. Okay, fine. Next year will be better because we're going to fix it in the midterms. And so come next year for Halloween. Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay.
Come on.
It's on the weekend the next 2 years. We've got time to have fun.
After that, I've got this dream in my head that we take a group of us to do Mickey's Haunted Halloween one year in Orlando.
Jesus Christ, do not threaten me with Disney.
I know, right?
Anyway, all I need is an excuse.
Come to us. Come to us.
Come to us.
The original unofficial fan podcast for Anne Rice's Vampire Chronicles and the Lives of the Mayfair Witches. Welcome to the Coven, you butterscotch bitches.
You butterscotch bitches.
All right. Ashley, before, though, you and I go to New Orleans together, I'm going to New Orleans much sooner. I have a project to announce.
Ooh.
I am going to film some interviews, actually like in 2 weeks. Not this coming weekend, but the weekend after. So you and I'll have to work on schedule, actually, to make sure we get that episode recorded early. But I'm going to be down there like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday sort of thing, filming with this couple. Let me tell you this story, Ashley. See if this rings any bells.
Okay.
A couple that fell in love and had a could have been, would have been, should have been perhaps romance, separated for years by a malignant party, intercepting communications possible between the two of them. They finally find their happy ending together in New Orleans and live a happily ever after. I'm not talking about Louis and Lestat, y'all. There's this amazing couple that I've been introduced to, and we're going down there to film their story. They were childhood friends. They were pen pals. Their families moved apart. They tried to give it a go as a romance when they were like 18, 19 years old, and mom intercepted letters on both sides.
What?
A grandchild. This is decades later. They both have family. They get married. They have families, the whole 9 yards. Someone, after mom dies, after grandmama dies, they find in the attic this trove of letters. And the guy realizes that he was separated from his would-be romance. So now they are together. It's a complicated story. It's going to be told in a fictional version. There's going to be a film made about this. But in the meantime, though, I'm going to make a podcast about it. I'm going to tell the true version of this.
Awesome.
In video and audio. It's going to be on, I'm fairly certain, when it gets released eventually, it's going to be on the Articulate Coven YouTube channel. It will be in a separate playlist or whatever, in a separate podcast. In audio, it'll be its own feed, but I'll alert you when it goes active. And along the way, if you're an Articulate Coven patron, you'll get some teases of that too. It's going to be a very different sort of thing, storytelling content, not conversational like this.
I love it. That's awesome.
Romance set in New Orleans, you got to be excited about that. Also, there's a little bit of the Louis thing too, because like the guy's family had money and a sort of strategic, and the marriage would have been a bad one, right?
I thought you were going to say,
she's not appropriate.
There's a little bit of a Louis thing because he burned a house down.
I don't think this fella has burned any houses down.
Well,
we shall see though.
There's still time. There's still time,
y'all. I'm going to be staying in a carriage house behind a mansion in the quarter while I film this thing right down the street in their home. I'm super excited about this. Anyway,
that's
so
awesome.
More to come from that. But I wanted to give you a little teaser. All right. Ashley, no spoilers to start this thing. This is one of, if not the best episodes of this season. And it's up there.
Shit.
It's up there with season 1 and 2 as far as the best episodes from that season. If you would have told me though, 3 weeks ago, episode 6 is going to have 0 flashbacks to Lestat's story, and it's going to be probably the favorite episode of the season, I would have probably punched you in the fucking nose. I would have picked a fight with myself.
Yeah. You would have gone pure Fight Club on yourself.
I'm like, what? It was so satisfying though, in so many different ways.
Oh my God.
And like 2 or 3 different turns that surprised me in this one. Lots of things dangling, obviously, for the finale. A few very specifically, not dangling, drooping, dropping down and rolling. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's just tear into this thing.
Okay, let's go.
Album 52, side G. Again, there's like 120 total albums. We are not halfway through. We got one episode, or we're barely halfway through. We've got one episode left. I love, he sneaks his hand out of the coffin and then pulls it back in, and you're like, oh, is it a text message? No, it's his Pitchfork review. 3.1 out of 10 for the album. It's not a success.
Not great. Bad review. We're not feeling good about that.
I love that he's in his depression era here. Like he's Lestat the recluse, which he absolutely does in the book. We always chalk that up as a Louis thing, but Lestat literally buries himself for decades a couple of times.
Dramatically, of course. You know.
Yeah, he tells everybody first, I'm going away now.
Now I'm well, that's what he's doing this whole fucking episode. He's like, oh, this is my exit. This is the end. This is my final thing I do.
Okay, again, I mentioned in the After Dark for New York that they sort of, it's a called shot so many times with this show. They tell us what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
They tell us what they're going to do in this episode too. They make it plain that Alex is not handling Larry's apparent suicide well.
Yeah, well, he's not doing well in general. Like, maybe he's not even doing well as a vampire. Like, maybe he's not transitioning well.
I think he is mute, at least to I don't think he's speaking to Lestat. We don't ever hear him speak in this episode.
No, and Lestat did not make him. Gabrielle did.
That's right. That's good because he speaks telepathically to.
Well, and later he's like, like he's like, go take care of your son.
Yeah, you should show your son some affection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mary Rick. I laughed so hard at this on the contact on the phone. Mary Rick is calling Lestat. Ashley, who could that be?
Mary Rick. This
a Cajun accented
my God
witch named Mary Rick.
Give me fucking Merrick Mayfair. I was so excited. Also, this is the only way we're getting this part of the story if we've killed David off. Like it's just too much of her story is intertwined with him. So this is like literally the only way we're getting this scene is this way. I'm glad they did it. It was so fucking intense.
First of all, I know a lot of people have been suggesting that we were going to get Merrick this season. That has been rumored. There was a shot of her in one of the early trailers. We didn't know who that character was, but in retrospect, it makes perfect sense that it would have been Merrick. The other strange thing is we noticed the snaggled tooth in one image that we had seen. We didn't know where that came from. Now we do, obviously.
And now we do.
I love this presentation of Merrick. She's not.
I do too. I love her.
She's not precisely how Merrick is depicted in the books, but this character is seductive, very seductive, very sensual in her presentation, I would say.
Yes.
She's not trying to seduce Lestat and or Louis, obviously.
No. It's just how she feels, how she just
exists,
comes across that way. Yeah.
Haze of sensuality. Exactly. The accent was pretty decent, not overdone, but fine. And the ritualistic nature of the magic. Ashley, you and I talked so much during Mayfair about the psychic powers and the witch powers in that series not being true to either Anne's world. Her witches in the Mayfair books, especially, almost none of them are actual ritualistic witches.
Right.
None of them do anything like this. They just are psychics, basically. Yeah. Some of them are like fortune tellers, and some of them are telepaths. Some of them have some telekinesis. Most of them can speak to spirits. It's all some sort of stew of that stuff.
Right, but it's not like potions and witchcraft in that way. But Merrick is straight up.
Yes. Merrick knows it all. Merrick has trained as a voodoo priestess or whatever. Like, she knows Kambala. Like, she knows all of this stuff. The way they presented the ritual, in particular, the thing that was probably my favorite moment in the whole episode, and I'm getting ahead a little bit, but still, when she cuts her hand and bleeds onto the statue of Mary, I think it's Mary. I'm like, yes, we see David do that in the books too. He does it on a statue of Peter, I think, because Peter is Papa Legba too. Is when she keeps calling Papa Legba, and I was like, I know these references. I know
this. I was so excited. Yeah. I really loved their take on Merrick. I think it was really, for me, it was really spot on, and I immediately loved her. I immediately wanted more. I'm like, oh, I hope we get more Merrick.
Boy, if she's not in season 3 of Mayfair, they have missed a fucking trick.
Oh.
If they don't start a thing, and I don't know how these teams are working together behind the scenes, but Mark's overseeing it all. Like, Mark, get your ducks in a row, baby. Like, you've got a tool here, a really great tool in your bag. Put it to use, my man. Anyway, okay, but for book readers, it was so cool because we get Mary Rick on the phone, and then she asks, "Do you have the items we discussed?" And he holds up the supermarket bag, and he says, "Yes." She's like, "I'll need 2 hours in the room alone." Blah blah blah. Okay, they don't say we're going to do a seance. We're going to call up Claudia's ghost. But we're all like, they're going to do a seance. They're going to call up Claudia's ghost.
Yep. Oh my God.
Oh man, I'm so surprised they went here. And then, okay.
I'm so glad they did. It is, number one, it's one of my most favorite moments in any Anne Rice book. I fucking love that section of Merrick when they were, it is like, and I love Claudia. I want more Claudia. And so like this scene being done in this way, being done so fucking well, and Delaney just eats. I mean, my God, she's so fucking great.
Well, let's save that for when we're talking about the actual scene, because I do want to put that a little bit later. There's so much in between here and there that I don't want to lose. For instance, little Easter eggs like Lestat's flipping through his passports. Sheridan Blackwood and Clarence Goodbody are two of the names that are there. And I'm like, he uses those in the books.
Those are his names. Those are your aliases.
Okay. There's a beautiful line. Lestat's talking about this moment in his life, and it was pretty good, actually. He was kind of recovering, coming out of a coma, feeling alive, or maybe it was him. And Louis walks into the camera angle, and also they're playing their theme, the love theme from New Orleans. And I was just like, oh, Louis been in Montreal. They're together again. I was so happy. I was so happy.
It is really nice. And to get these moments between them that are like so genuinely lovely and where they're reconnecting, those scenes are so fantastic. And they just, I mean, their chemistry, the two of these guys together are just off the charts, you know?
Okay. This is genuinely something I think that I will say this at least. The show has gotten us to this point in a realistic and believable fashion much faster than the books do. I think Blood Communion, which you and I have not done Realms of Atlantis or Blood Communion, the last two books yet for the show, and you haven't read those two books yet either, have you?
No.
Okay. But there's a few scenes in even Prince Lestat, which you and I did recently, where Louis and Lestat are on a fairly even footing by the end of that book. They have reached a reconciliation, and they are genuinely happy together. But what this show shows us, though, is that it's not just about like companionship and being pleased. A good relationship is where you have found another piece of yourself. These two people are, as they ever will be, broken individuals. But Lestat is here in this moment of crisis for himself. He's mourning this album review, and like things didn't go as I wanted to, and this experiment is almost over, and like whatever even came of it, little does he know.
And what's going to happen next? You know, like what am I?
And Louis has finished this crash with Regina, and who pulled him out of that? It was Lestat that was there for him in that terrible moment, right? And so the two of them are healing together, and Louis has a mind for business and the world in a way that Lestat doesn't. And Lestat has a way about handling vampiric affairs with a little bit of, you know, détente and class that Louis does. Louis like, come in with a hatchet, and Lestat's like, we could just describe them as a coven and leave them alone.
Come in with a hatchet and be sad about it. I'm sad that I had to come in with a hatchet.
I like to see, I hesitate to say a healthy relationship, a balanced relationship.
Yeah. And when it's nice to see moments where they're not in like, it's nice to see the good moments in the relationship. We all want to see those. We don't want it to just be a fucking hellish nightmare all the time. It can't always be season 1, episode 5.
Okay. I don't think they actually say Merrick Mayfair, except for like one. I think when they're introducing each other in the apartment at the seance, I think they actually say Mayfair then. But in the beginning, they do not say Mayfair for the longest time. However, Louis is telling Lestat that he doesn't like witches. And Lestat says, Merrick is different. Her and the uncle, they're the same. Okay. For the longest time here, Ashley, I was jumping up and down on the couch going, Lestat fuck Julian, Lestat fuck Julian. It wasn't Julian, it was Cortland.
It was
Lestat fucked Harry Hamlin.
when he was like, we were in a book club together. I about
We
died.
were in a book club for a while. Okay, who was in the book club? Cortland Mayfair, Lestat de Leoncourt, Merrick Mayfair, Mayor Ray Nagin, who got arrested for, I don't know, tax fraud or something. I don't know, he embezzled. And
Hilarious.
James Carville, who
James
nobody
Carville,
liked.
nobody liked. James Carville.
Mayor Ray Nagin was mayor of New Orleans during Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
Mayor Ray Nagin came in with a lot of heat, a lot of positive heat, I would say. I was excited for him. I was much more conservative at the time than I am now, and I was still excited for Mayor Nagin because he was on fire for the city. It seemed like a lot of malfeasance during his administration, and I'm fairly certain he did go to jail at least for a while. James Carville, if you don't know that name, he's a political analyst,
advisor.
has been since before the Clinton administration, right? James Carville is the one that said it's the economy, stupid.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that promoted that language specifically during Clinton's first run, and is one of the main reasons why Clinton got elected, I think.
100%.
Honestly.
I would agree with that.
However, Carville's been coasting on that since the 90s.
Also, yes, and he can be a bit of a lunatic, you know?
He's a real horse's ass. He's sort of like Bill Maher in that respect. There were aspects of his legacy that I might agree with, but
kind of the vibe that nobody likes him is kind of accurate. Like everyone tolerates him. You can come to the book club.
I mean, he has a lot of power and authority and leverage still.
Come to the book club,
especially in Louisiana. You do, if you're a politician in Louisiana, you'd love to have James Carville's endorsement. Also, you'd mostly like James Carville to stop giving a shit about Louisiana politics.
Oh, I was not expecting a James Carville reference in the Vampire Lestat.
Okay, there were two moments in this episode that I thought these are examples of how this show gets it and Mayfair doesn't. I watched a hilarious reel today and I reposted it on my threads of this woman, and I can't remember the creator's name right now, but go look at the Articulate Coven threads account and you'll see the post. It got reposted today. She was posting a clip from season 1, episode 3 of Mayfair Witches, where it's called Second Line is the name of that episode. But Rowan does the second line with ghosts in a cemetery where she makes out with Lasher. And she's like, who does a second line in the cemetery, baby? You know, you ain't making out on my graveyard. I'm going to haunt your ass the rest of your life. Anyway, Mayfair just didn't we talked about it. There's an episode of our discussions for Mayfair called Ding, Ding, Ding Goes the Not the Trolley, because they called it a trolley in one episode.
Yeah.
No, he called it a streetcar, and we praised him for getting it right because somebody else had called it a trolley, I think. Anyway, this show gets it right, and this is one example. They make a James Carville reference. That is fucking deep Louisiana good reference there.
That is.
There's another one later. They're in the car. Louis and Lestat are in the car. It's right before the video comes out, okay? Lestat tries to take his compliment, and then he can't help but ask Louis a question, and it pushes a little bit of on the edge. But the car hits a pothole. Why does it hit a pothole? It's because they're in Montreal. They did, and you remember the original teaser for this season, Lestat said, no witches, no potholes. And people ran, they were like, hey, no, there are potholes all over Montreal, actually. And so they were like, no witches, same potholes. When the actual show came out, they put a pothole into the car drive, Ashley. I was like, that's chef's kiss, baby.
Love it.
Love
it.
Earlier in the episode, though, I'm going back. This is probably my favorite moment from Lestat in the whole episode, maybe. He's talking to Louis about the book and the fact that they read Interview with the Vampire in his book club, which I think he's lying here. I don't think there was a book club. He was fucking Merrick and he was fucking Harry Hamlin's Cortland Mayfair is what was going on there, folks. But
maybe it was fucking James Carville. Who knows?
He might have been. He might have been fucking Mayor Nagin, too. I don't know. Anyway, he says... allegedly. He says, everybody loved Tom Anderson. Topeka. That was my line, by the way. I said to Pete, I love that he's taking credit for some of Tom Anderson's best shit.
Right.
He's probably the one that said, can't see the dirt for the dollars falling too, right? Okay. I love Lestat's got a little chip on his shoulder. The largest gathering of us in the history of the world, and they're here to see me. You could say congratulations.
Please give me my flowers. That's all I'd like.
There's a cute moment, and I swear I think it's another Godfather reference. Earlier in this season, they did the thing with the hospital, right? They were moving the hospital bed or whatever. They're walking, and Lim, I don't know how to say that name. Lim is messaging Louis, and he's responding. Or no, he's calling him. And Louis says, yeah, you too. And Lestat says, you too? You too what? What you too? And he's messing with him. Okay, it's my favorite moment in the whole Godfather series. Michael's on the phone with Kay next to one of the consigliere, one of the capo regimes cooking spaghetti sauce. And Kay is like, I love you, Michael. Yeah, you too. And she says, why won't you say it, Michael? And he finally like, I can't. I'll talk to you later. And he hangs up the phone. And the guy's standing there and he goes, why you not tell that girl you love her, Michael? Oh, Michael, if I don't see you again, I'm going to die. I'm going to break my heart. Anyways, I used to make fun of Judah when he'd be on the phone with his partner or whatever, he'd get off. I'd be like, why you not tell that girl you love her, Judah? Judah, if I don't see you again, it's going to break my heart.
Breaking my
heart. Okay. The restaurant, they walk into the restaurant 3 blocks from Lestat's house, by the way, that Mr. Thomas Pitty owns.
Smooth, Thomas. Very smooth.
Mr. Blackwood gets a standing ovation, though, from the clientele. And I was like, yeah, okay, I could see that. Lestat would enjoy that, honestly.
How many of those people were vampires?
All of them, is my understanding. I think this whole restaurant is vampires.
Yeah, that's what I thought, too.
Yeah, I think you and I could not get a reservation. I don't believe we could get a table.
I mean, I'd do what I had to.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Come on over.
We've both raised our hand already previously. Okay, the Taylor and Travis joke. They get into the back and Daniel is waiting on them for an interview and he says, Taylor and Travis, congratulations. Have you set a date yet?
It was hilarious that they had just gotten married.
Yeah, it's 1 week off. I told Kelly, I was like, I asked her, I was like, was the date public? How long ago did they know when they were getting married? And she was like, no, they didn't announce it. They just like, hey, it's this weekend, all of a sudden kind of thing. I think they just got lucky.
Yeah,
but
hilarious.
It is crazy how close those
really
lined
funny
up,
to me.
Though. Our line at the end of the theme song, which came so late into this episode, by the way. Please turn Larry down.
Poor Larry.
Turn Larry all the way down.
Turn Larry down.
Somebody shared, I don't know whether this is a real poster or this was fan made, but somebody shared a collection of the posters, all the character posters, and Larry's is just the subway car.
Yeah. Bless him.
Okay. Daniel has been interviewing Lestat and Louis as an ending for his documentary. Sort of Lestat's like, hey, I'm sorry I fucked up that whole plan. Let's do this instead.
I have to give you an ending.
I wonder how many times have they met, do you think?
I mean, I don't know. It
at
feels
least,
like
at least one other time.
Yeah, because it seems like they're wrapping it up.
I think it's probably 2 or 3 sessions, but not. It hasn't been a couple of weeks like his time with Louis, I don't think. Okay. I love that there's a reference to the final scene in New Orleans from season 1, season 2. I couldn't hear what you said. It was a hurricane. I was pretending to hear what you said. Samesies. Okay.
Them fucking with Daniel is just delightful. Them fucking with Daniel together is so much more delightful than any fuckery that Louis and Armand were doing to Daniel.
And it feels so much more. It feels 2 things. It feels more natural and less mean-spirited.
Yes, agree. Yes. Well, yeah. Because Jesus, fucking Armand.
Yeah. Okay, Daniel asks Louis about the fog of vampiric love. Was that a thing? And on the one hand, Daniel's his tone is still the same fuck you two guys tone that he's had in all of the questions. I think Daniel's tan. They call it out. Daniel has been absorbing this new relationship that he's got with Armand. However, I think Daniel is still questioning that relationship with Armand and the nature of it and whether or not he can believe it.
Yeah, and the weird shit that's happening, like.
Yeah. It's interesting. I see a glimmer for Daniel here, even in what is pretty clearly an adversarial interview, especially because we know the connection that he's got going on. We don't know exactly what's going on with him and Armand yet.
Right,
but
he came back pretty tan.
Yeah, you've been in the sun somewhere.
You've been hanging out in the sun, fun.
A little offhand line here. I dream of forests. I own a cabin next to a forest. I think that's a Prince Lestat reference. Actually, I'm not 1,000,000% certain that it happens in the Prince Lestat novel. It may be in the later novels. Does he restore his home in Avern in the first book? Okay.
He does.
He meets he gets the architect and sets it all up. It's one of those parts. It's like his relationship with Roger. I just love the architect. I love him planning about fixing his family ancestral home and making it be a source of joy and solace for him instead of the negative memories that it is. Yeah. I hope that is the forest that they are speaking of.
Growth as a person, Lestat? My God.
I have always said, if I got rich, one of the things that I would do is I would buy the land that my grandmother and grandfather's home was on. There's a mountain in Alabama that they both grew up on, and then they owned a home that they retired in, and eventually both died. We sold the home right before my grandmother died. But, like, that home's crap. I wouldn't want to live in that home. But I would like to be on that piece of that mountain, honestly. Yeah. And I feel Lestat in my bones with that. I'm hoping that's the forest they're hinting towards anyway. Yeah. Maybe that's my own projection, but
no, that's exactly the way I took that too. I 100%.
We're doing some other Prince Lestat shit, aren't we? So yeah.
Yes, we are.
Okay. Francine Lucien Chapelle, a direct descendant of the Liancourt line. They serve her up for dinner, Ashley. This is so fucking crazy. This is so nuts.
The fact that it's like presenting her like she's a fine wine is the wildest shit.
Like here's
the vintage. Yeah.
They have a specific instrument made to diffuse the blood into multiple cups. They have a literal little cup.
Yes.
Okay. Sophia, has he met her yet? I love Daniel hinting here to Lestat what he's about to do. Has he met her yet? I think they're meeting tonight. What is with the tan, Dan? I'm seeing someone. Oh, good for you. Neither one of them fucking asks. Neither one of them asks. Who are you seeing?
Yeah.
Is it Armand? What's with the tan, Dan? You're two smart vampires, theoretically. You know how this works. Exactly. You don't get a tan.
Why are they not more concerned? I'm like, you guys are sure having a good time, but like, what the fuck? Why are we not paying more attention to like this escalating situation? But I mean, obviously they don't know everything we know, but fuck me, you know?
Even later, they watched
Armand's
the video.
Been around. They both know Armand's been around.
They watched the video where Daniel is talking to Armand in the sun. They're both in the sun. They talk about it. They're like, oh, did you notice Daniel was in the sun? Do you think maybe there's a nefarious fucking plan afoot, you dumb mother? Anyway, that was in the car was the maddest I maybe have ever been at Lestat and Louis collectively. Like generally, if they're on the same page together, I am on the page with them. Here, they were like, oh, no, and I was like, fuck you guys, fuck both of you, actually.
You are idiots. Not taking the situation seriously enough.
Okay. I love the way that this all plays out, though. The reveal of the relationship with Gabrielle is done. So the fact that he would do this on a YouTube video, yeah, of course this Daniel would
fucking
do
hilarious.
this. Yeah,
Hilarious.
and of course Armand is the source, that fucking gremlin. Anyway, but the way they fight about it is so real. This is a realistic response from Louis. What the fuck?
Yeah, it is. It is.
You've been hitting the same vagina that you spent the first 9 months of your mortal existence inside of? And
Louis?
I love that Lestat's like, well, actually, there's the vagina and then there's the... And he's like, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
The cervix.
But the processing, the way that they go through, Lestat's like, first of all, Lestat's so hurt by Louis' response.
Yeah.
And then he exposes, he says, you came to me and you said you were fucking a woman that looked like Claudia. You paid her. You fucked a woman that you paid a woman to fuck her that looked like Madeline. I didn't call you sick. And Lestat ain't wrong, Ashley.
This is all very fucked up. I feel like Louis' reaction is like the reaction of any non-book reader as they got into the season.
Yeah. He does what?
We're doing what now?
Y'all all got Lestat t-shirts and he's fucking his mama?
We all knew it was coming.
Yeah. But yes, so his reaction is realistic. But the way that they process it and the way that Louis finally hears Lestat and goes, oh, you're fucking right. Glass houses and stones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're all a little fucked up.
Oh, yeah. We're all monsters here.
We're all a lot fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm a monster. Lestat says it at one point. What can I say? I'm a monster.
I'm a monster.
Like, yeah. This is a book about vampires. I don't know what to do. They kill somebody every fucking night.
But I'm only bothered when they make Larry jump off the subway.
I keep flashing back to when we watched The Hunger and you were like, oh, when they stab him in the neck, it's so terrible.
It feels like murder.
Oh, goodness. Anyway, we're very silly about these vampires, genuinely.
The lines that we, the arbitrary lines that feel, this is the line, that's too far.
Okay. But it's so fucking crazy to me that Daniel waited to do all of that until after he knew that Louis had met Gabrielle. He asks, he says, have you met her yet? Mm-hmm. And he's like, no. So he doesn't drop it yet, but he's going to meet her tonight. I think they're going to meet tonight. Okay. So now they've met. Now I'm going to drop the shit. If Louis knew going into the first meeting, this woman that Lestat's been screwing is also his mother, the fight would have happened first. And it would have been a different fight, honestly. It's still, the processing probably still would have happened just mostly the way that it did, but it would have been a lesser impact. He sat beside this woman for what, an hour, 2 hours?
Yep.
Ashley, have you ever been forced to sit beside your partner's ex to watch them perform? You ever watched Brett at an improv show with one of Brett's former lovers?
No, I would not. I don't think I would enjoy that.
I don't believe that I would enjoy that experience either. How about sitting beside his lover that was also your mother-in-law?
Her portrait hung above our coffins.
Yeah.
Also, if her portrait hung around over the coffins, why didn't you recognize that bitch?
That's Lestat says. He says there was a part of me that wanted to get caught, that expected to get caught. Like, yeah, it's such a strange thing. The whole this whole experience must be bizarre. And again, I think Jacob and Sam are doing a really, really good job of portraying it all, even in this heightened world, in a believable way.
Yeah,
yes,
it grounds it.
Yeah.
It really does ground it. You know, like when someone is having a like what is a normal reaction to finding out that your long time off and on boyfriend is in fact a motherfucker.
It literally, nobody said it yet, I don't think. I don't think anybody has said motherfucker in that way to him, and I'm really looking forward to it.
I think it.
Okay. I love that Gabriella says, describing Lestat, oh, he's shy. Just at the moment that he spins into the air, I'm like, oh yeah, your baby boy's just shy, such a recluse.
What an introvert. What an introvert.
Yeah. Okay. They have a discussion about the fact that Louis has told Lestat that he probably shouldn't do this concert in the woods with the vampires. And Gabriella says, perhaps you are the one who should not go. Okay. First of all, she very specifically, and with some stank on it, says the word Detroit as far as where vampires are coming from. I think that was pointed in a way that we're supposed to notice.
Detroit.
That's right. You have many admirers, but also others. And Louis says, well, he would be hurt if I wasn't there. He would be more hurt, I think, if you were hurt. You should stand by me. I'll protect you. And I can't believe that Louis didn't say, listen, bitch.
Fuck! Yeah. I have a feeling that he will not be standing next to her at the concert.
I don't. This is not. Oh, it's so fun. Lestat asks later, how did it go? We'll talk about it in the car. You ever left a family event and had that conversation?
We'll talk about it
in the car.
You're embarrassing me.
Okay. Genuinely, what the fuck was Lestat thinking here? Like, Louis asks him later, and Lestat doesn't have an answer for it, really. But, like, what was he doing? What did he think was going to happen?
Yeah.
Okay. There is a wonderful moment from Jennifer Ely about halfway through Brutal Love. Gabriella realizes Louis is a problem for her control of Lestat. You can see it on her face. She's like, ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's funny because later in this episode, we are very specifically given the information that a different woman made that same estimation. Oh, I can't control Lestat. I could control him, though. Interesting. I like that Louis on his phone at the end of the set, and Gabriella like really burns that into Lestat too.
He likes looking at his
phone. Okay, Lim sends Louis the video link, and I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be bad. Okay. Gabriella asks, and I don't love Jennifer Ely's accent. We've talked about this.
Right.
But I do like, she says, do they have a spaghetti earlier in an episode? In this one, she says, have you a packed? Packed for where?
Packed.
Cardiff. They're heading to Cardiff, apparently. A room with a view to watch it all from on high. Sort of seems like they're planning for the apocalypse. Uh-oh.
Yeah. They don't even know.
Gabriella says, she starts to say, maybe I should, and Lestat cuts her off, show Alex some affection. He needs his mother. Okay. Louis starts playing the video of Lestat fucking Gabriella. And Lestat goes, obviously one of those fakes.
Everything is AI anymore. My God.
Okay. The name of the documentary is Interview with the Vampire Lestat. I think that's one of the names that you and I suggested they might name this season. What if they changed the title
to
Interview with the Vampire Lestat? You just put it on the end.
You just tack it right on.
Goodness. Okay. Putting blood in the beer to make it taste better.
Love that move.
Was such a lovely, right?
I love that move. That breakdown on the street that Lestat has is just when he's like so upset he's throwing up blood. Like, that was so great.
All of it. It was just perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. She was born in the wrong century. A bitter life, Lestat says about Gabriella. And Louis says, the cousin that stuck his fingers in me also gave me $1.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, my. Okay. The witch, Merrick, she mentions, the Dulac boys walked by my grandmama's house, heads so high you wouldn't know their money came from flesh. Hear that, Grandmama? That was the other one. Louis blames it on Paul. No, Paul was he had his head held high. Okay. They really do Merrick here. They do it. We've talked about it already. We don't get her full backstory. We don't get, there's a lot of this novel that is concerning her time with the Talamasca, her upbringing connected to David, the adventures that they went on, the experiences that they had together. None of that is here. However, the Merrick that we get is very book accurate, in my opinion.
Well, and this is my favorite thing from that book.
This is the best part of that book. The seance with Claudia, and in particular, here's what's great about this. We've talked before about, the sexual assault for Claudia. Neither one of us loved that addition to the storyline. It felt like, fridging the gays. You hear that terminology in stories sometimes, or fridging the girlfriend, right? There's a Green Lantern story, I think, where they literally, the villain like kills the girlfriend or the wife and folds her up and puts her in a refrigerator or something. He comes back and finds the dead body in a fridge. That's where that comes from, I think. But you just putting harm into our stories for dramatic effect is not always necessary.
But and I have defended that choice in particular because it is, and the need to show that even though Claudia is, I mean, I'm not going to rehash the whole thing, but anyway.
It's there. Go listen to those episodes. But here's my thing though, and this is why I was tying it to Merrick in particular. Why I think this scene is that, but in a good way. This is horror. This is horrible. First of all, think about being pulled from whatever afterlife you exist in to being made to dance for your murderers, as Merrick so aptly puts here.
Yeah.
That's horror for Claudia. Think about it from Louis' perspective. Is he better off to know that this woman that he loved so much detested him, used him, etc., etc.? Is that a good outcome? I don't know that I would say it is. It's horrific. And yet, this scene in the novel and here in the show gives Claudia agency in a way that very few other scenes do. It also is, if you think about it thematically and narratively from Anne Rice's point of view, writing this scene where Claudia's ghost rises and curses her makers is, at least on subconscious level, the ghost of Michelle, Anne's own lost daughter, rising and saying, how dare you build an entire empire on the grief of my death?
Yeah.
How dare you tell a fairy tale about an immortal child and think that makes up in any way for my life and loss, etc., etc. Now, I don't think that Anne really felt that exactly, but you have to, if we're going to give Michelle's life and death credit for at least a portion of the inspiration of Interview with a Vampire, and we have to, then this scene from that later novel has to echo back to Anne reckoning with her own grief and the way that she processed it, the way that she publicized it in some ways. And I do think that's all there on the page, in the subtext. And I think it comes out in the portrayal from Delaney Hales. God damn it. Hear ye, I say, Delaney Hales, Ashley. I just watched 1776 the other day. What a fucking tour de force performance here from her.
This scene is so fucking, she is brilliant. She is so brilliant. The rage, she's terrifying. She's terrifying and she's heartbreaking and she's so angry and lost and has no peace. She has no peace. Claudius never had any peace and she continues to have no peace. And where the fuck is Madeline? Why couldn't you guys bring her back too? Come on now. You're gonna drag my ass out? You could have brought her too. Let's see. Like, it is just the reckoning that she throws at them is so brilliant. And just like, how could you have misunderstood everything so much, Louis?
From the very opening, from as soon as the ritual is over and Claudia descends and she smacks Merrick's face into the table. What the fuck you yanking on me, you dumb bitch?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my God, they are gonna go
hard.
Okay, there was I got a spoiler early on this season that Merrick was in fact going to show up.
Yes.
And so I knew they were going to do this seance.
Yes.
And I said, okay, it's coming. Even knowing it was coming, Ashley.
Exactly.
I didn't really think they would have the balls to say, I hated you. I wanted him. I just couldn't use him. I didn't think they would have the balls to go all the way there. When it starts and she breaks Merrick's tooth and calls her a dumb bitch, this opening, I went, oh, they're gonna do it.
Yeah, they did not hold back at all.
From the very beginning, even when she's still in the body of Merrick, her eyes are locked on Lestat. And they keep correcting her, saying, no, Louis over there. She wasn't looking for Louis. She wasn't looking for Louis. She loved Lestat. She loved Lestat. She also hated Lestat.
Yeah.
She doesn't come out and give him the same rage that she gives to Louis. But we do know that she did not want to be made, honestly. Now, having been made, she was finding her way in that existence and would have found it. And that's why I think she hates Louis so much, is because Louis was not, in fact, in the end, the useful tool that she had calculated him to be.
She couldn't even count on him to be a useful tool.
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful the way they play it out. I know. I didn't call you, you dumb bitch. I'd have tripped Armand on the stairs if I wanted you with me. Liked him better. When she points at Lestat and says it there, I think that's worse than just a minute later where she says, I hate you to the pit of all things. That's like the worst thing you could say, right? To me, the worst is when I liked him better. Even thought about poisoning you until I could ditch your ass, until I found something more worthy of me. Oh my God. Y'all, if Delaney doesn't get a nomination for this fucking performance.
My Christ.
I'm done with Emmy I'm done with awards, honestly. I don't give a shit about TV awards. I don't give much of a shit about TV awards right now. But genuinely, y'all, what do you want? Maybe she's not the winner. I don't know who else is out there. But this woman, give her goddamn flowers.
This is really incredible.
This is it. Yeah.
And it just keeps going. Anytime you think it's going to be over, she just... like that. There's one part that I was like, oh, she's done. And then she's at the piano. And I was like, oh, fuck me. We're still going.
Before she goes to the piano, she goes back to the body of Merrick and she says, I hate you to the pit of all things. Stop saying my name. And there is a power blast. And Ashley, she breaks the circle. Okay. Twice in the episode before that, they have made a very thorough point of showing us. I thought it was a salt circle. It's a cornstarch circle, I believe. I didn't know. Isn't it salt? I thought we sealed them with salt. I didn't know cornstarch was a substitute, but they are using cornstarch. Okay, but Louis comes close to it and she's like, don't you come in that circle. And then later he moves his chair up and we go circle in. Oh, is he going to break the circle? Is he going to break the circle? He never does. But Claudia, the ghost of Claudia, forcefully breaks through this circle. I think that will matter in episode 7. I do not think this is over. We get at the end of all of this, Merrick awakens to her body again and she tells the spirits to close the gate.
Up.
But the circle had already been broken.
Mm-hmm.
Claudia goes beyond the circle. She plays the piano outside the circle. All the last of this scene
is
where
outside.
she's wandered, she's outside that circle. She leaves the room and Merrick takes her body back. I think Claudia's gone. I don't know if she's going to go into Regina. Maybe she's not in episode 7 at all. I am telling you though, I do not think we have seen the last of Delaney Hales in this role. I will say that. I don't think we're done with this yet. There's a great line though that we have not talked about yet. How I ginned up the train for the slave here. Calling Louis a slave in front of him. Oh my God. How I ginned up the train. Yes.
She does it. She calls him a slave at least twice.
And then the best delivery from Delaney Hales in the 2 seasons that she's been on, better than anything Bailey Bass did in this role as well. And Bailey did great. I don't mean to take anything from her. But the best line is Claudia, period. Worked good, didn't it? Worked good, didn't it? It did work good, actually. I mean, she's right. Claudia is right. But the stank she puts on that line, Ashley, it's echoing in my ears right now.
I mean, I could watch that scene 800 times and still find new things to be impressed with.
Took your Black Queen and ran off across the ocean. And I do love, though, Claudia's made her peace with Lestat in some ways. She says, I'd have done the same thing if it was me, only I wouldn't have waited for his ass in a hurricane.
Yeah, she's mean as hell. I love it.
What about Madeline? You two bringing her back in the cornstarch? The one good thing in my bleak black life, where is she? Why is she not here with me? She leaves, the ghost of Claudia leaves this room screaming the name Madeline.
It's just heartbreaking.
And again, I want to point out, Claudia leaves. Then Merrick awakens. Then she says, spirits close the gate. I think that circle matters. I think it matters, y'all.
We got a ghost out wilding in the streets, y'all.
And an angry, vengeful fucking ghost.
Vengeful ghost.
Yeah. Okay. I would never have guessed that we had another surprise coming at the end of this episode, Ashley.
What the
I like, okay, Louis says, pretty much closes the door on that.
That was so funny. That line was
so
fucking hilarious.
And Lestat says, she spared us the ambiguity. Yeah,
yes,
true.
That exchange, I love it.
Okay, really cute lines. They're talking about, I didn't know, Louis says he made the crack to Claudia during the seance about, what about the thing you have to thank me for? About killing Bruce. He's like, I didn't know I had that in me. I still got some work to do on myself. And Lestat says that was not a thing one did in the late 18th century. And Louis says, or the early 20th, really. What did one do? Sat on benches, talked of troubles. So they sit on this bench together. It's lovely. Also, Lestat's hair is so perfect in this scene. Okay, every time that I pictured young Lestat running away with the theater troupe, fighting the wolves, going to Paris for the first time with Nikki, this is the hair. That's the hairdo. That's what Lestat looked like in my mind. That ponytail, just that way. It's just, I mean, we've talked about how Sam embodies it, but like sometimes they do him up just so right too. Well, he just looks lovely here on this bench.
Yeah.
And
it's
I
such
should
a
have
great
known.
Callback to them hanging out in New Orleans. And, you know, it's like you feel like this full circle moment of peace and tranquility. And then
also, though, the goodbye of Ghost Lestat on the bench in Paris, right? When they have the little get together in the rain, it's sort of reminiscent to that, I thought. Okay. Super cool moment. Louis says, so the songs are about me, and Lestat admits most of them. Yeah. And then he says, restaurant 3 blocks from my house. And Louis goes, yeah, okay. If it was just the two of us again, might be nice. Like, they have this moment and you're like, okay, all right, this is going to happen. And then we see Alex. Why is Alex here in his weird mask, giving them the look from the other side of the park? What's going on? Not one decapitation, Ashley. Fucking two. Okay. All season long, we have been hinting towards decapitation. There's an image of Lestat in the theme song, like a neon sign of Lestat with a bleeding neck. Fareed made or early, he tries to get the choking done, and Daniel says something about losing your head, and Fareed's like, you're overestimating. Vampire like Lestat could survive decapitation a long time. Okay. They have not killed Louis and Lestat. I feel confident in saying that.
I mean, we see Louis.
However, who the fuck's gonna put him? Where are Humpty Dumpty and all the King's men?
Where's
and whatnot?
Dr. Fareed? My God.
Yes.
I thought Brett's jaw was gonna break our concrete floor when it hit the floor. He was like, "What the fuck did I just watch?"
Okay. They've also hinted several times now, Daniel dies badly. Mm-hmm. I think we know why Daniel dies badly now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whether we put these two vampires back together quickly enough or not to exact their own vengeance on Daniel, there are many very powerful vampires that are going to be pretty pissed.
That are going to have a beef with this choice.
Yeah.
I did tell Brett straight up. I was like, this is not by any stretch of the imagination from the book. Because I was like, This Claudia scene, 100% is from lifted almost directly. Like, not dialogue-wise, but like the whole vibe of it. I was like, this shit on this bench, I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Okay, so the idea of decapitation not being permanent sort of is introduced a little bit in the Queen of the Damned novel. The I will no spoilers, but the resolution of the Queen of the Damned storyline involves vampiric decapitation, and in fact we realize that decapitation alone immediately for a very powerful vampire is not inherently the end of it all. In the Prince Lestat trilogy, I will say, ahead of what you and I have read so far, we also find a little bit more about the levels of what decapitation can do and what the vampiric blood is capable of, et cetera, et cetera. There's a good line in here about Antoinette. She had some idea that the gift would let her grow her finger back, et cetera, et cetera. Also, I love that he said justice for Antoinette. Just somebody better say justice for Killer eventually in this show too, so Kayla can get her due there too. But I do love that several times now we've had a fan experience or reaction from the books that is actually mentioned in the meta of the show. That is lovely, honestly. But this decapitation storyline is not directly even from the later trilogy. However, there are aspects of it that they have absolutely pulled from those last three books. So, y'all, fucking surprising. Rowland tells us all the time. I know I saw a clip this week talking about the hints that they've done towards the tale of the body thief. And Rowland's like, you're right to see those hints. We were thinking very much about who's in that room for the auction, for instance, in episode 1.
Yep.
And yet also we're thinking about the fact that you're thinking about those things and that you know what those books have in them.
Exactly.
So like, he's writing it for a mainstream audience for sure. He is also writing it for us though. And there are parts of this, like the end of this episode, where Ashley and I go, WT actual F. Yeah, man.
Yeah, we were texting each other. That was the funniest shit because you threw off my entire plan for the week because you texted me right when you had finished this episode. And I was like, oh shit, well, I got to watch it almost immediately now.
I mean, I can't wait for episode 7. Here's what's great. Listen, y'all, episode 7 may be some genuine shockwaves because Ashley and I are recording this. We said it last week. We recorded on the 3rd last week and they still hadn't put out the screeners for episode 7.
Yeah.
It's the 11th now. Ashley and I personally do not have them, but I don't think anybody's got them yet. I don't think they've been sent out.
I don't
What
think
the fuck happens in episode 7 that they're holding it this close?
They have kept it very close to the chest. So I'm very excited.
Okay, y'all. What a roller coaster. Let me tell you something. I want to give you a little behind the scenes here. Okay. as a general rule, the way that TV shows go is your debut episode has a big number. Your finale often has a pretty big number. But as a general rule, the finale, same week of release anyway, does not have the same number that the premiere has. The people drift off as the season goes. And eventually, most of those people or all of those people may finish it, but they're not all watching it week to week right away as it drops, right? Okay. The Vampire Lestat's numbers are growing, though. Our debut episode did a number within 1 week of release, our discussion of Detroit. And we've now passed that number within 1 week of release twice. The most recent episode, the episode about New York, did it by a pretty significant number, Ashley. Like several hundred more views within a first week and several hundred more downloads within the first week than the premiere episode. So y'all, our little show I know we're not getting the press that some of us might hope. I know there is a buzz about, when's the renewal coming? Are the ratings as high as they need it to be, et cetera, et cetera? I think the answer is yes.
Yeah.
This show is doing at least what they expected it to. And I think across the board, it's actually beating their expectations. I think sometimes our expectations that are set by an MCU world are not what this show is doing, right?
Right.
This show is not doing Game of Thrones numbers. It's not on HBO, though. It's not on HBO. There are less people that got AMC, I think, than HBO. That's what it comes down to.
100%.
Anyway, it's getting out there and people are noticing. People are joining on. People are joining this conversation every week. And we're excited to be part of it. And I cannot wait for next week. I just literally cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm going to fucking lose my mind. If we don't get that episode soon, I'm going to lose my mind.
Quick reminder on the scheduling. So next week we will be talking about the finale. The week after that, we're going to do a feedback episode for the Vampire Lestat. We'll talk about all of your feedback from this whole season and show. That's going to be on July 26th for patrons. On August 2nd, we're going to do rankings for TVL and Interview with the Vampire episodes. Ashley and I'll give you our list of our top favorite episodes all the way down to our least favorite. On August 9th, we're going to release an Articulate Coven AMA episode. Sometime that weekend, we'll do a live stream, then you can be part of that. We'll post it in plenty in advance.
Fun.
Ash and I'll work out the timing on when we're going to do that. And then August 16th, we're going to start Flan again, our sister show again, with a discussion of the life of Chuck. We're going to talk about the life of Chuck, Dr. Sleep. Then we're going to talk about the haunting of Hill House. Week to week, we'll cover that whole series. So
excited.
That's all coming for you. If you're a patron, you got some cool shit coming for you too. Tonight, we're going to talk about Romeo and Juliet by Baz Luhrmann. Next week, we're going to talk about Strictly Ballroom. Week after that, it's Moulin Rouge. We're going to talk about Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. After that. And then finally, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, which I hadn't thought about it in the last time you and I mentioned it in our After Dark episode, Ashley, but that's also got the Australian connection with Sam. So Priscilla, Queen of the Desert is a tremendous piece of Australian cinema. So there we go. Great stuff coming for Afterlife, our patron exclusive stuff. Sign up for that at articulatecoven.com/join. And come join us in New Orleans, articulatecoven.com/events. You can get all the info for Halloween. We're going to be there for the convergence. All right. Until the next time we talk to you, we have been your hosts. I'm Joel.
I'm Ashley.
And we are the Articulate Coven. Thank you for sharing this time with the Articulate Coven. Support the show as either a free or paid member at articulatecoven.com/join. You can also find us on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Find more from the Coven with our sister show, Flan Again, covering the works of Mike Flanagan.